How to paint a door. Okay, I'm going to do the inner panel first. Get it on as fast as possible. It dries really fast. Get it on quick. And lay it off. I'm working in a sequence because it's actually quite hard to see what you're doing, because this is now the top coat and the coat underneath is the same colour. So by working in sections and always doing the same sections, you always know where you've been, even if you can't quite see it. You can also feel it. That's just years of experience. You can feel the difference between putting paint on top of paint or paint on top of a dry bit of the door. Okay, get it on fast. This is my catchphrase, you will hear it a lot. Get it on fast, lay it off. So get it on fast. And any bits, get rid of them. Go back up here, into a dry area, working back into a wet area, laying it off. Get it on fast, in all directions, for even coverage, lay it off. And I'm laying off from the area that I've just done into the previous area. So I lift out like that. It's rather exaggerated, but I'm lifting out to avoid brush marks. Go back into the dry area. Do what's called cross hatch, which is zigzags, to get an even coverage, then lay it off. Do the lower panel, just a bit. Lay it off. The reason why I wear comfortable clothes and not decorator's overalls is because I like to be able to bend and move. As you see, I sit like a little frog. So at eye level with what I'm doing. So everywhere gets the same even coverage. If you bend down to do like the lower half of the door, you're not actually looking at it properly, and so it'll probably end up having a different amount of paint on this lower panel than the top one. Okay. So again, same sequence as before. Top bit, right side, left side, bottom. I'm working fast, even though that blob there is still there, it'll still be wet by the time I come back to it. So there's no hanging around. Whew. It's like a little workout. Okay, slap it on all over, lay it off. And I'm laying off in the direction of the grain. Okay, that's the two panels done. Do this top section first, in the direction of the grain. And then I can get rid of the brush marks. Going in this direction. Get rid of those before they dry. Okay. Then I would like to do the right side first. And again, still working at high speed. Don't push too much on the edges, because you don't want a big fat overlap going around the corner. But again, don't be too sparse, because you're scared to get to the edges. You want even coverage. Okay, back over this side. I've already done the edge of the door. I did all of them earlier with a smaller brush. And that's why I'm not opening the door and doing that edge. Okay. all times I'm maintaining the wet edge. That bit that I've just worked on has to stay wet. So I can join into it like this and go in the direction of the grain. To get rid of the overlaps like that, those ones, I get rid of them that way. Now I can get rid of those that are sticking out that way. Because I've maintained the wet edge, it's still wet. And you always lay off from the area that you've just done back into the previous one, like that, to avoid brush marks. So although you slap it on, or it looks like you're slapping it on, when you lay off, you get rid of any brush marks that you've made. Make sure the cloth is right under so you don't get paint on the carpet. Make sure you go right to the corners and right to the bottom. You don't want any little baldy patches. Direction of the grain again. At the bottom, the grain is in this direction, horizontal. And get rid of those last few brush marks. Okay. One beautifully painted door.